Hello, and welcome to another episode of the You Are Not Alone podcast. My name is Debbie Gold, and I'm here with my co-host and son, Greg, and we are so glad that you're here with us. Each week on this show, we will talk about informative issues that will make you think and help you grow. It is our wish that you will find hope, encouragement, and a little bit of Jesus in every episode. Hey, listeners, welcome back to You Are Not Alone. Today, we're going to be starting a 4-week series, and it's called Living a Healthier Lifestyle. And Greg and I are really excited about doing that. And specifically today, we're going to be talking about nutrition and eating habits.
Yep.
But before we go diving into that, I want to kind of explain. We haven't really released an episode since May.
Way too long.
Right.
Holy cow.
You're probably wondering where we are, what's going on. And we have not quit. And we have not left y'all.
We've been doing a lot of behind the scenes work, or you have been working your butt off, I gotta say.
Yeah, so we really wanted to get a website put together so that we can have a presence online so that y'all can connect with us and keep up to date on what we're doing, because we're going to be doing more than just a podcast. And if you are interested in that, and we do urge you to go check us out at debbieandgreggold.com. And again, it's Debbie, Debbie, and greggold.com. And while you're there, just go ahead and look around, take a little time to do that. Drop us a line if you want. There's a place to leave a message. You can subscribe to our website, and you'll get updates, important updates from us.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway,
Super cool.
I know, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Really excited about it.
So much progress. So.
Yeah, we're moving, and we've been doing our podcast for about 1.5 years, and it's time to start growing.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing.
Getting out there.
But a couple of highlights on the website I just want to point out. There's a section called freebies, and what we're going to do is put handouts there that are going to align with our podcast episodes. So, for example, like today, we're going to be talking about nutrition and eating habits. And we put out there 2 of our favorite family recipes that are, good and healthy for you.
Which I thought was a genius idea, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Let's just put some recipes on there.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting, and, most people don't do that, and that's useful as heck. So.
Yeah.
And they're good recipes, too.
Like I said, they're the family favorites, right?
Yeah,
a couple.
they're really good.
Yeah. So you can, after you're done listening to this, you can shoot over to the website and check those out and see if you want to incorporate those into your meal plans. Also coming soon is a Bible study that I've written myself. It's a beginner's guide to being a Christian, and it helps you understand what it's like to have a relationship with Christ, and will help you grow in that direction in your faith, if that's something that you're interested in. And I can only speak for myself, but having a relationship with Christ changed my life about 20 years ago. And it's just an amazing
experience.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to start crying. Anyway, so if you're interested in that, there's a place, we'll just subscribe, and then you'll be getting updates on
more detail.
That getting public. I'm in the works of getting it. It's written. I'm trying to make it look pretty.
It's in progress. Yeah.
And we'll get it out there, and then you can download that for a fee. It'll be a small fee. It's not going to be big. And then, it'll be available if you want to check that out. So anyway, hey, G, let's get started on our topic for the day.
Yep.
And like I said, that's like what we're going to be talking about: food and eating and what that looks like. Specifically, we want to look at the 5 food groups. And I know we've had all these in the school. We've had over and over. And then you kind of go, wait, what are the 5 food groups again?
Yeah,
later. So we're going to review that. We're going to be talking about, eating what you love, because it's important, right? And then
food is amazing.
Yeah.
One of the best things ever.
Well, we have our favorite foods, and we want to be able to eat those, and we can. We just have to figure out maybe some healthy ways to make them and prepare them.
In moderation. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then also finally, we'll talk about eating to gain muscle. That's a good area for Greg, his area of expertise. And then maybe eating to lose some weight if you're feeling like you want to drop a few pounds, or 5 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever.
Yeah.
So.
And just diet.
Yeah.
Because it's so important.
Well, and I think it's not even diet. I think it's just eating a lifestyle way.
Yeah.
Which is what I've come to do. And I'll share more about that later on when we get to that part. But yeah, so anyway, so let's talk about the five food groups. Okay, so study.com explains the 5 food groups as vegetables, fruits, grains. 4th is protein foods, and 5th is dairy.
Yep.
Okay. So healthy diet should contain mostly fruits and vegetables because these foods provide fiber and many of the nutrients that our bodies need. Mm-hmm. It's important to know that the type of foods that we ingest in our body will have an impact on our overall health.
Well, it's so interesting because proteins, if you didn't know this, they're essential for muscle repair and growth. Carbohydrates, they provide energy for your workouts. Mm-hmm. Fats are important for hormone production and overall health. There are so many good things in food that we don't even, take into consideration.
Yeah, because I think
that kind of builds on each other. So.
Right. And I think we don't either know, we just don't realize it, how really important the food that we eat can feed our bodies.
No, yeah, my dad he was always on me about my diet because I used to be kind of picky when I was younger and all that. But he's like, you have to understand, like, food is fuel for your body. Mm-hmm. It's like how you eat determines how you feel and, how much energy you have. And I really never took that into consideration until I, started going into the gym and realizing if I work out for an hour and a half and then I go eat a McDonald's Big Mac or something like that, I feel terrible. But if I go and I get some like a little Italian food and some greens on the side and just water to drink, I won't feel as, terrible after. So
well, and part of when I heard you say that about fast foods is, they don't give you energy.
No.
Because they're not
real food.
Whole, yeah. They don't give you energy, and so that's why you would feel that way.
So many preservatives and all that, yeah.
And we're going to talk about how these different food groups affect your body too, like what they do for you. So hopefully that will help you go, oh yeah, the proteins do da 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 da, and I need to make sure I get my proteins in.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So, so we did talk about fruits and vegetables. Really important. Eat as many as you can. Mm-hmm. Examples of some grains. We'll move on to grains. That would be like rice and breads, oatmeal, for example. Oatmeal is a great thing to eat for breakfast. Whole grains are the healthier choice. So if you see, white bread versus a whole grain bread, that would be a better choice. Mm. If that's in your budget, they can be a little more expensive, but not always.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. And so, but whole grains, this is what they help with, contain or control your cholesterol levels, and they help you with weight, and they also help with blood pressure.
I had no idea that those two breads were, made a difference.
Yeah, they do. They make a big difference. So you want the more grains you can get, right? The better. But yeah, so maybe someone at your age, you're not maybe thinking about, my cholesterol level's high, or I have to lose weight. You don't.
No.
But there are young people that need to look at that. Mm-hmm. And blood pressure. These are cholesterol and blood pressure can be things when you get a little older. Mm-hmm. And you
just want to monitor them, right?
Right. You monitor them and make sure you get to your doctor for your well checks every year. So those are grains. Okay, then we have proteins.
Yeah.
These are the things that you love. Yeah. So we're talking beef and poultry, lamb, pork, fish, nuts, beans as well, eggs and cheese, certain cheeses.
That's so weird how nuts and beans are considered protein.
Mm-hmm. And certain ones will have more than others. So, I think is it your more harder cheeses or softer cheeses have more protein. I forget the thing, but they're all good in protein. But what protein does is it helps the tissues in our organs work the way that they're supposed to. So if we don't have our protein, what's going on inside of our body?
Wait, so cheese is a protein?
It's a protein, but a dairy as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it'll fit in both categories.
Jeez, I have a lot of protein on my diet then.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So anyway, important to get your protein. It will give you energy, like we were just talking about, but it will also
help tissues and muscle mass.
Right, and it will help make antibodies that fight against and fight off infection and illness.
That's what you want right there.
Right. So we want to keep ourselves healthy. We don't want,
Red and blue blood cells, baby.
exactly. So proteins are important. And then there's dairy products. These are a great source of calcium, which is needed for our bone. Yeah. So we probably all have heard that before, but kids need dairy because their bones are, their mass is being built. And later in life, we start to lose bone mass. And so calcium calcium is important.
Yeah. Some cereals
at that point.
Some cereals are like super high in calcium and all that. So.
Yeah. They are. So you can I don't know, cereals?
I think so. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Well, anyway, I'm not going to.
Grain ones are, like some of the healthier options that they make out there. It says like good source of calcium on it.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's when you add the milk. I don't know. All right. So examples of that are, milk, I just mentioned, cheese, yogurts, cottage cheese. And then just I want to mention this and I didn't know this, but cream cheese, sour cream, cream and butter are not included in this food group because they have very little calcium and they have a high fat content.
That makes sense. Yeah, they're mostly fatty. So
yeah, like our butter, we love our Amish butter.
Like salted butter, it's so good.
Yeah. So, but anyways, just know that they don't really fit in the calcium or the dairy product category for that reason.
Yeah, same with soy and nut-based milk products.
Yeah, those are a popular replacement for people that have lactose problems.
Yeah, and they taste almost the same too. So
yeah, some do. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. So those are the 5 food groups. Important to think about those and try to make sure that you're getting those in your body on a regular basis. Okay, so point number 2, love this one. Eat what you love, but try to be healthy about it, right? So tell me some of your favorite foods, Greg.
Chicken Parmesan, chicken Alfredo, tacos, burgers, fries, steak, chicken, different types of chicken tenders. I mean, sides like mac and cheese, and then Spam recently. I've been eating some of it recently, which is surprising.
It is. I grew up on Spam.
Did you?
My mom would make her own mac and cheese recipe and put it in a casserole.
That sounds good.
And then she would put layers, she would take a block of Spam and slice it and put it on top. And that was her dinner.
Chunks. That's not bad, though. That's good.
But Spam came back. It made a comeback.
It's always been huge in Hawaii. It's like one of the number one things to eat in Hawaii.
Yeah, well, and I think that's kind of where the comeback came from.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was from them using it again or something.
It's always been popular there, but I guess some people have just brought it back, and well, I've been seeing it more often. So
and you buy it once in a while.
It's pretty good sometimes. Yeah. I like the bacon Spam or whatever it is.
Yeah, the bacon flavored. You like to fry it up. But a fun fact is there's a Spam museum in Austin. Did you know that?
Is there?
Yep.
I should go to
right here. I know. You should check it out. It's got like all the history of Spam and
it was developed in World War I for easy protein for the soldiers in the trenches, basically, because you could literally just pop it open and just start eating it.
And it would last, like, you get some meat. It only lasts a couple days in the refrigerator, right?
Yeah. It was
a steak or some hamburger or whatever.
It was like the Indians' beef jerky, basically. So
yeah.
That's what Spam was.
I think there's also a museum in Minnesota, I believe.
Oh, man, you did your research then.
Anyway. Okay, so, right. Love all those things. I do too.
That's like 80% protein if I think about it. Holy cow.
But we got to be healthy about it too. So you can go to McDonald's and get a burger, but it's not going to be like making a burger at home.
No.
You can get a burger and you can get different leans of, cuts of meat. So you could do like 70, 30, 80-20, or 90-10.
60-40. Do they make that?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fatty.
There's a 97-3, I think.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty lean. Anyway.
No, you're so right, though. I've realized this when I've been making burgers recently, and they're so good when I make them. But I went to McDonald's like a couple weeks ago, and I just got a quarter pounder, like a small fry, I think, and a water. And it was like $9.72. And I was like, well, that's $10 on a burger that just served me one meal. I can go buy a pound of beef for less than that, and I can make multiple burgers. I can make tacos with it, and I can make them my way too.
Right.
So,
and you're getting better quality food.
Oh, so much better quality too. Yeah. It's not loaded with preservatives. You can put some all natural cheese on there. You can make it healthy.
Absolutely. And speaking of all natural, like, so I love organic.
You love your organics.
Now, I know everyone can't always buy organic, and sometimes we have to decide, well, am I going to get organic in this, this product, or am I not? Yeah. But I know when I do fruits and vegetables, if I do organic, I can so taste, they're so much fresher and better. It's just crazy. And so it's really hard for me not to pick an organic if I have that option.
Well, some of those things are treated with like pesticides, I think, and herbicides and stuff like that. So yeah.
Some of the the unorganic.
The unorganic. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I know. And you got to really wash them, but still, they're already treated with it. I don't know. It's kind of a scary thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's FDA approved. So many other dangerous things.
So, yeah, right. Exactly.
Just like oils.
Oils. Okay. So according to the American Heart Association, they say when you're shopping for healthy oils, because there's 12 or 15 different kind of oils.
Oh man, are there?
Yeah, there's a lot. Wow. Choose those that have less than 4 grams of saturated fat per tablespoon. Anything above and beyond that is considered not healthy by the American Heart Association. So for some examples of that would be like olive oil, peanut oil, canola oil, sapphire oil, and there are a few more, but just
what do you think's the healthiest? Probably
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oil not healthy?
Coconut, it does have a lot of fat.
Does it?
It does. A lot of saturated fat.
Okay. Probably olive oil, I'd say.
Well, I think it depends if I'm baking, I would tend to use olive oil.
Yeah.
You don't want to use olive oil for dressing. So it kind of depends on what you're doing. If you're doing a dressing and you want an oil-based dressing, there's certain ones to use. And I don't have that information off the top of my head. I just know I wouldn't use olive oil for a dressing. If you're cooking, like doing some chicken tenders, like a recipe that's out there on the website.
Peanut oil.
Do something that will tolerate a higher heat.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be cooking at 375, 400, that kind of thing. So peanut oil is a good one.
Yeah.
I believe that canola oil is another good one for high heat. So, yeah. Anyway, so you have to kind of, go for the low saturated fat, but then also consider what your purpose is in the kitchen with it.
Yeah.
What was the other thing? Oh, instead of frying though, right? What do we love in our house?
Oh, we have an air fryer. Yes. And it is revolutionary.
Right.
I used to eat chicken tenders. I just throw them in the microwave, nuke them for a minute, and then they'd be all like soggy and rubbery and just not good. The breading would fall off it. It'd be, You get an air fryer, you slap the chicken in there, it comes out crispy, just like KFC. It's ridiculous.
It's of course it's not going to have a breading on it if you don't put one on, but it's got this little crisp around the edges.
Science, baby.
It is. And we can put in
anything almost.
We can, and we do. Now sometimes we'll do
can we fry chicken in the air fryer?
I don't know, we haven't tried that. Sometimes we'll just do we'll get some really all natural chicken tenders that are frozen in the freezer section at the grocery store, and you guys will throw those in there. You love them.
It's dinner. I mean, it can be, and it's just like you bought them from a restaurant or something. So it's pretty cool.
It does. So, it does wonders. It's
saves
crazy.
A lot of money. Saves a lot of gas money because you don't have to go out and get chicken from I don't know, Raising Cane's or something like that.
KFC. Ugh. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the thing, and I'm going to share. I know.
This is funny.
Air fryers can be expensive, but
it can be,
I do like to shop around. And when we bought our last air fryer, it's a Paula Deen, and it wasn't even expensive at the time. It was less than $100. But right now, I looked it up because I was checking for the model number, and it is a 6-quart Paula Deen. And it's clearance right now. You can find it on those shopping networks and stuff for $55.
Yeah,
so
cheap.
It's really cheap. And we can get 4 chicken breasts in there.
Yeah.
Last night we did chicken wings.
They were so good.
And you season them up. I can share that recipe too. That's really good.
Oh.
You could fit 12 wings, those, or little drummies.
You might have to make him pay for that recipe. It's just dang good. Oh my gosh.
So anyway, season them up really good. Get some oil on there and
just throw them in.
Olive oil and throw them in.
It's super simple. You don't have to do a lot of effort. And
right.
if you're like in a rush or something, like let's say you have like 4 infants or toddlers, you can make dinner so easy for them.
Yeah.
Chicken tenders and fries.
Just do little rotations.
I'd be happy.
Yeah, I know, right?
Imagine if that was around when me and Daniel were like 4 or 5. Oh my gosh. We would never have to go to McDonald's.
Ugh. The trips to McDonald's. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm not saying, okay, well, fast food is not good for us because it doesn't contain our 5 food groups, right? But I am saying sometimes we got to have it for convenience.
Let's talk about how good the chicken is and all this, and then, yeah.
So I'm not going to bash fast food because we do need it sometimes.
They're so good for tasting, but they're terrible for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because they don't give us all our food groups, but they're also really high usually in fat and in carbs, sodiums, and sugars, things like that. So just keep that in mind. But I think we abused that when you were little, going to McDonald's.
I had fun, okay?
Chicken tenders, French fries, and a root beer.
Yep. I mean, anywhere they made chicken tenders, that'd be my go-to order.
That was it.
So
yeah. So
I had a great childhood.
what else? Yeah, right? Life was good.
Yeah.
Okay, junk food, just real quick.
Candy, donuts, fried foods, fast food, chips, soda, all that stuff.
Someone once said to me, I was eating some chips, and they go, do you realize there is no nutritional value in what you're eating right now? And I went, what?
No.
Nothing? I said potato. No.
No, it's fried.
So, yeah. Definitely they're all high in fats, sugars, salts, calories. So, be mindful of what you consume in that regard.
It is important, surprisingly.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So let's go on to our next point, which is talking about eating to gain muscle.
Yeah.
And then to lose some weight. And you can hit it with building your muscle.
Sure. So I started getting into the gym pretty seriously about a year ago, I'd say. More than that.
No, you were at Mary Hardin Baylor when you did.
Oh, before that too.
Yeah,
but
that's
where
you really...
Yeah. So about 2 years now. So, I got some buddies that were pretty into it. I mean, most of them were on the football team and all that. So, I mean, they had workouts regularly. But they just say, hey, come on, hit the gym with us. And I'd be off and on with the gym. I was just kind of into it, looking good sometimes and all that. But then they started taking it really seriously. And I was like, okay, well, if they're going to look good, I want to look good too. And so I started taking it way more seriously, getting like a whole workout plan for myself and taking notes and watching, fitness videos and all that. And I came across, how food is actual fuel and you need to, have good food to have, good muscle mass and all that. And just treat your body well because you're trying to work out and you're pushing your body super hard. You're tearing, small tears in your muscles and then, you're building muscles off of that basically. But I got onto protein powder and creatine and protein powder. It helps with muscle recovery mostly and growth. And creatine actually enhances strength and power during workouts. So protein powder, you can really just, take it before or after the gym. But creatine, you kind of have to put a schedule on when you take it.
Okay.
And you have to drink a lot of water too. Because it takes out, I believe, the water from your muscles or something like that. And uses something to build muscle mass or something. But you have to stay hydrated and you have to do like a schedule. So it's a bit intensive. But if you're really trying to get results, it's super helpful. But I'm getting back into the gym right now. I took a little break for a while. And I'm feeling good every time I go there. So, but yeah, eating is super important. I mean, even at UMHB, I wasn't eating that well.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'd make do, sometimes I'd have a good meal and all that. And I wouldn't feel groggy and bloated the next day. And I just feel better. So,
yeah.
So eating is really important.
I've been noticing you've been eating so much lately. I mean, you are so with you, and this is really important. We all have to find what works for us. Okay. I don't know that there's a right or wrong.
Yeah.
Your metabolism is really high.
It's very high.
You're one, he will be in the kitchen every hour and a half doing up something different.
I'll make steaks, burgers, tacos.
I know, you
in
just
a single day.
Yeah, like you made a steak yesterday at 3. Like there was some, you had pulled out of the freezer that we had some left over from the holiday.
That was after from getting back from eating something before or something.
Yeah, I know. I mean, seriously, this guy eats all the time, and I don't even know how much I'm paying for this, but okay.
And then I made a pizza last night, and then Mom cooked 12 chicken wings. I had like a bunch of wings, and then I had half the pizza. We bought another pizza.
Now we have pizza tonight and pork chops. I don't know what is going on.
I can't wait.
Anyway,
eating good.
We are eating good. Yes, so, and here's what I've noticed about Greg too. He's home at more eating and cooking, way less than going to the fast foods anymore. My gosh,
I haven't gone out to eat in like a week probably 2 weeks now. So
yeah, and you used to want to go to fast food every day.
Oh God,
yeah. So anyway,
it's so good, but it's so bad for you. You know?
Yeah. So I'm proud of you. Really proud of you.
Taco Bell at 9 o'clock at night sounds so good sometimes, but when you get that bill, it's $9.72 for a single taco that you munch down in 4 minutes. Then you're like, well, I just spent $10 on a single. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
It's not worth it at this point. So
no, I kind of let that stuff be for treats. Okay,
yeah,
so here
it's sad that McDonald's is a treat.
Yeah, well, they reduced their prices a little bit too, but
I don't care.
Anyway,
too much.
It's just not healthy, and I'll do it because maybe I just want to blow it one day or just go for a meal, whatever.
Maybe you're just starving and you've been out and about all
morning, and I just got to eat something.
And you just see those golden arches come out of the clouds.
And then I just go in and get a regular little hamburger.
You get the smallest little burgers. Just pickles.
Just pickles. No ketchup, no mustard.
Yeah.
Because it'll be all soggy. Anyway, all right.
Yeah, at least you get pickles on your burger, so it makes up for something.
Got a little cucumber.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, going back to the losing weight. Okay, so for me, before we had kids, before we got these two, I was about 128, 130. And then just over the years, being a mom and taking them to fast food, then you're eating fast food, whatever, all that stuff. I was up to almost 148 pounds. And I was, this has been for a couple years that I've been working on going to the gym 3-4 times a week. But I just, back in the fall, I started this thing, and I have lost about 12 pounds doing this.
Dang.
And I'm at about 135 right now, and I'm loving it. I don't know that I want to even go any smaller, but
I didn't know 12 pounds. That's great.
I know.
That takes a lot of time or a lot of effort to lose that much weight.
Well, and it really wasn't effort. So it was going to the gym, which is just good to do. And those, those you have those days too where you're like, ugh.
Did you also change your diet?
I did change my diet. So what I did differently was, for breakfast, it's like grab some apple slices. There's my apple.
You have the healthiest breakfast choices in the world.
Yeah, I do nuts. I do cheese and boiled eggs, maybe some oatmeal, maybe some yogurt. But you know where I got that is when Dad and I went to Europe before we started our family. And I loved breakfasts there because you would come down from the hotel room and it was all spread out and it was just beautiful. And you didn't see like sausage and ham and bacon, and you saw all these healthy choices, and it was
pancakes
so
and Fruit Loops, and syrup and chocolate fountains. Yeah.
So it was just different, and I was like in this little heaven, and we'd go out to hike a mountain, and we'd take a little picnic, and it was like sausages with crackers and cheese
and
all these, lots of water, a little wine, that kind of thing. It was so good.
My breakfast is about six strips of bacon, 4 English muffins, sometimes ham, sometimes cheese with ham, sometimes I make a breakfast sandwich, sometimes I'll make breakfast tacos with chorizo, like pork and chicken mix and all that. I eat to enjoy. I don't eat to.
Yeah, well, and you can do that.
I'm blessed because my metabolism is like that. So, yeah.
So anyway, that's kind of my breakfast. And then for like lunch and dinner, I just do either a fresh vegetable or I do salad with lots of vegetables.
You always try to get in a salad.
I do. I'm big on that. But I got to get a lot of stuff in there, cheeses, things, other vegetables. And then I do a protein with that. So that could be a fish or it could be a chicken or some turkey or ham or pork chop, beef, whatever. But I think the biggest thing that I've discovered is to eat just enough to make me full, not stuffed, like smaller portions.
Yeah.
Because I noticed recently I started kind of getting back to that, eating a little more and more. And then I could notice that I was putting on a pound or two. So then I scaled back on that again. But I'm comfortable. I don't feel like I'm full. I'm stuffed. I have energy now. Get up and get back to the computer. Get back to work.
That's what they do in Japan. Their portion sizes are so small compared to ours.
Yeah.
I've seen like these videos of like people that work office jobs in Japan, and they come out for lunch. And their portion sizes are just so small, it's so tiny, but it's a bit of everything too. So it's like a balanced, light lunch basically.
Right, right. Because it's just too much. Anyway, and I think just by doing some research on this whole thing, I am going to start eating more grains because I've been kind of letting the carbs go. But I think I need to get back on the grains because my cholesterol, my bad cholesterols were high at my last well check. And so what I've learned from this is that it could be because I'm not getting my grains.
Oh, yeah. Go to your doctor, too. Doctors are good.
Yeah. Get your well checks in if you haven't.
Yeah.
Every year, right?
Health is wealth. Yeah.
There you go. So anyway, today we need to wrap this up. We talked about our 5 food groups. We discussed ways to eat healthy. Go get your air fryer. And then finally, we talked about tips on losing a few pounds, and also building muscle mass if you're into that and looking for that piece. Fun fact. Okay, this is going to fit right into this. National Junk Food Day is June 21st.
That's 11 days away.
All right. So this is a perfect day to treat yourself.
10 days.
On this day, you're allowed your favorite junk food without having any guilt whatsoever. So mark your calendars and take advantage of that if you want.
I'm going to Popeyes. Yep.
Popeyes chicken?
It's so good.
Where am I going to
go? Freddy's.
I don't know. I got to think about that. I'll let y'all know next time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our show for today, guys. Thanks so much for listening. We appreciate you tuning in. Remember to go check out our website. Subscribe. Yeah, I know. I'm too. Subscribe to receive important information from us. And you can find us at debbieandgreggold.com. We'll see you back here next week. We'll be talking more about living a healthy lifestyle. And just want to say thank you, Jesus. Shout out to you for feeding us this information and getting it out to the listeners. And just remember, you are not alone. All right. Make it a great day. We'll see you next week.